This is a fight for democracy. This is a fight for values. If we let Ukraine fall, we are allowing for the recreation of the Russian Empire. And unfortunately, this is a throwback to the 1930s, 1940s, where the old world spheres of influence continued to rule the world. We can't allow that to happen. And those that are apologists for Russia, that continue to believe in spheres of influence, are living 100 years ago. Any country, any politician who says that we should find a diplomatic solution is foolhardy. The reality is that Russia has no interest in a diplomatic solution. They continue to, quite frankly, I don't want to use the word even duplicitous. They completely lie to the international community time and time again. So there's no diplomatic solution here. Any diplomatic strategy here is meant to obfuscate. The reality is that Ukraine needs two things. Ukraine needs the military support to be able to defend itself. We see the increasing military escalation by Russia, the complete disregard for human life, the complete disregard for human dignity. We see that the mass graves, the rapes, the tortures, the genocide that's being occurred. Being against inflicted upon the Ukrainian people is beyond humanity. And so that needs to be stopped. And it can be stopped is by providing Ukraine the military equipment that it needs. That means heavy artillery. It means warplanes. It means tanks. It means equipment that they need to defend themselves. So that's number one. Number two is Russia needs to be starved of its economic lifeline, because the reality is today Europe continues to economically finance this war. We hear numbers from as low as $200 million a day to as high as $1 billion a day that is being funneled into Russia's economy by Europe, whether it's through oil and gas or other trade, and that needs to be stopped. The only way that Putin will stop the war is by, number one, military. Number two is economic sanctions, and we need to stop fueling Russia's war machine. There is still parts of the world that the support has been very lackluster. I have to say that among Ukraine's greatest allies have been the UK, have been the US, have been countries like Poland and many Eastern European countries. Where we are seeing a significant lack of support is among a number of Western European countries, such as Germany and France, who today, by chance, was leaked that, in fact, Germany and France were selling Russia military equipment in 2014, 2015, even though there was an embargo going on. And that equipment today is being used to slaughter Ukrainians. We've realized that he's a despot. We've realized that only recently we've realized how of a war criminal he is. And quite frankly, even Ukrainians did not believe that Russia and the Russian president and the Russian people could be this despicable. And so it's hard to lay blame historically. I'm sure we could all look back in 2020 hindsight saying that we should have done more and should have done more of this and that. But the reality is today, the reality is that we need to support Ukraine, and we need to provide Ukraine the military equipment it needs to defend itself. Historically, yes, we should have done more. We should have provided Ukraine the weapons it needs. We should have provided Ukraine with an Iron Dome. But the reality is we realize today that this is a Russia that has become an imperialist force, like Nazi Germany was in the 1930s. And this is why we need, as a world, to wake up today and quickly respond, not dither. And there are too many countries, including my own Canada, that continues to dither in terms of providing appropriate military support for Ukraine.